Well, hey yo everyone, my name is Forever2 and welcome back to Reverse 1999 for a new event. Apparently, like I said before, there was a new event on my last Reverse 1999 video. We did Jay's side story, and now we're going to be exploring a new character and a new event story. First, I want to take a look and show you what the new character is. Say hello to Tuesday. Her name is literally Miss Tuesday. She is, I guess, from the promoted video that we'll show you in a little bit, she is an owner of a motel in the middle of nowhere. And in that place, murders, killings take place. And no one knows who did it. And of course, there is another person along with her named Barbara, who has a lamb's head. She has a shield, a healer, and a supporter, I believe. And I'm not sure about Tuesday. From what I can tell, she does deal with a lot of poison and all that stuff. And from what I can tell from the theme of the event's name is the Haunted Highway. So let's go ahead and check it out. There's my girl. I see Vertin.
Are you all right?
You found us.
Please help me.
There's Tuesday.
There's a motel close by.
A motel?
Tuesday's Motel. Can I help you, miss? Who are you?
You're in deep now, ain't you?
Hello.
The name's Argus. Just call me Merc.
When was that array drawn?
It'd be less than 24 hours ago.
I didn't do this.
Woohoo.
Gunpowder on his fingers. But this ain't no
Jeez.
ordinary pistol. You're in for a lick of trouble, that's for sure. Take me to his room. What are we after, boss?
Firstly, I'd like to know what happened to her. Second, whether the Order of Enlightenment has been here. Why did a Zeno officer come to this place? This motel?
Those calls are meant for the dead. They say the deepest despair comes from hesitation. It won't fool me.
Can it really be that simple?
Well, welcome to Route 77. Alright, so here on about, and I haven't been to the game for quite a while. There's a bunch of things going on here. It's clearly a new Dusk Sesh series, and as well as a bedtime story, which is Tuesday's side story. Now, Tuesday is cradling a baby, in which it's not a baby. Not sure what's going on here, but we're going to be doing a few, and I mean a few, of the quests here. So let's look at and let's take a look at what we got here. Quest guidelines. That's just the challenges as well, and the rewards points here. And of course, we got something for Miss Tuesday here. Now, I'm not sure if I should pull for Miss Tuesday here. Well, I'm definitely pulling for her because she is my kind of gal. Alright, let's go ahead and enter. and see what this looks like. So a trail of footprints. This is where we're about to head into Route 77. Now, in the last event, it has been hinted that Matilda was supposed to be here, but she got rerouted to San Francisco due to Jay's, well, fit in the Foundation. Alright, so where they lead, no one knows. And I'm afraid I may or may not narrate this time because I am recovering from a cold and I cough a lot and my vocal cords are a mess right now. So I won't be talking for a bit. So welcome to Chapter 1. Welcome to the Haunted Highway, Benless. A trail of footsteps. Yeehaw. And of course, it takes place in Texas. Woo-wee. I'm gonna try and narrate. Rain-soaked soil, shallow footprints. A mercenary in a wide-brimmed hat kneels on one knee, her left eye glowing brightly.
10.6 inches long.
The soil beneath the footprint is uneven. One side presses deeper into the ground.
Signs of limping.
Wide stride, heavy indentations, a slight drag.
Male.
Heavy pressure on the forefoot, lighter on the heel, deep scrapes at the front, fewer at the back.
Around 20 years old.
Light on his feet, uneven pressure on the forefoot.
Lightweight.
Huh. She's a tracker. She scratches her scalp with the barrel of a shotgun. The further she goes, the more irregular the footsteps become, and the more clues emerge.
More sets of footprints here.
She is damn gorgeous. There is a rustling in the grass nearby, along with a faint sound of a conversation.
Boss, are you sure this is where the materials for the revered one are? There isn't even a single trace of human activity here, let alone a market. I guess the only possible explanation is we're here for these plants, right?
Of course not, you idiot.
That's too bad. I'm great at harvesting plants. I'm a pro, see? Check out these calluses. Although my mom would probably disagree. Do you have any idea what these materials look like? It must be important, so we better handle them with care. Don't want to risk mistaking them for weeds, you know? I hope they're easy enough to find. With my leg messed up like this, I can hardly handle any delicate work.
That's him. The one with the limp.
Sorry about this, man.
This is the sound of a gun being cocked.
But at least you'll see your mom soon. Up there in heaven.
What?
The mercenary decisively pulls the trigger of her shotgun. The bullet grazes the assailant's cheek.
Who's there?
Alright, a fight we doing. A fight we doing, a fight we going to do.
Join with us, comrades. I will remember your sacrifice. Keep up the pace.
It's just skipping stones.
The light that illuminates all.
So the game's getting laggy a bit.
In the end, we'll travel to a place with blankets of green and towering trees.
Alright, the game's lagging a bit tonight.
What are you waiting for? Get your ass out of here.
His trembling hands betray his fear and panic.
Ah, you got a couple questions for this one too, huh? Well, first come, first served. I'm afraid you're gonna have to get in line.
She steps on the man's chest and presses the barrel of a gun against his throat.
Alright, here's how we're gonna do this. I ask, you answer. If you lie, I'll blow your jaw off.
I'm liking the way she is right here, standing above the guy she's about to shoot with a double-barrel shotgun. And above her is a bunch of crows or a bunch of vultures. And in the sunset, too.
Have you ever met a girl named Kayla?
Kayla?
Let's try that again. A girl, about 5'3", chestnut hair, emerald green eyes. Speaks like a Texan. Have you seen her? Yes or no?
The man shakes his head in terror.
No?
She smirks.
Then why is her hair clip in your pocket?
She presses down harder, jamming the shotgun into his throat.
I remember. There's a girl, 5'3", chestnut hair. She's always carrying a basket. Her name's Kayla, too. But her eyes ain't emerald green. They're...
The man's mouth opens helplessly as he desperately tries to remember the color of the girl's eyes. It's on the tip of his tongue, but he can't seem to spit it out. The crucial detail he should remember but is now forgotten.
Tell me how you got this hair clip. The more detailed, the better.
We just bumped into each other by chance. She dropped it on the road, and I thought my daughter would like it, so I...
Relieved to have moved on from the color, the man blabbers on obediently. Her finger tightens on the trigger.
I'll give you one last chance. Where did you meet?
It's gonna be on a motel, isn't it?
At a place called... Tuesday's Motel.
I knew it.
There you go. That wasn't so hard, was it?
She's gonna shoot him. Nope, never mind. She hefts the shotgun and knocks the man out with the butt.
Next time, just spit it out. Save us all some time.
Are you with the Foundation?
The Foundation?
Yeah. They hate the Foundation, you see. But you saved me. I need some help. My mom...
The mercenary cuts him off harshly.
I ain't never heard of no Foundation. And I don't give a you-know-what about what's going on between you and them. Got my own matters to deal with. I'll leave him with you. Keep the gun. You figure the rest out yourself.
A thin cloud obscures the setting sun, scattering its light. She looks out into the horizon.
Now, where's this motel?
The young follower points a trembling finger southward, where the stars have started to appear in the sky. The red lowlands lie still, their furrows rising and falling gently.
Listen, you saved my life, so I owe you one. I have to warn you, that motel...
Save your breath. We're done here.
Wait!
The follower hurriedly pulls out a few dollar bills from his pocket.
You're a mercenary, right? I can tell by your gear. I'm worried about my mother. If you see her on the road, please give me a call.
He hesitates for a moment before taking off a metal locket from around his neck.
Here's a photo of her.
The mercenary opens the locket to reveal an elderly woman with a kind smile.
Got it.
She hands it back to the follower.
And here, my phone number.
He writes a series of numbers on a blank section on the one blank note.
And listen, be careful. Something ain't right about that motel.
All right.
She takes the money, slips the dollar bill with the phone number into her pocket, and turns away. The afternoon heat lingers on the highway. The mercenary makes her way back to her car, shotgun in hand. She comes to a sudden stop.
1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep.
A soft voice echoes from afar, and she notices a fluffy white figure circling around her car.
Is that a sheep?
The fluffy creature turns its head. It's a sheep-headed, human-bodied arcanist.
2 sheep,
Jesus.
3 sheep. Funny how we hit the hay every night. just like kids hit the books every day.
I am reminded of a movie I saw only once. It is a foreign film horror about a farmer that finds a child with a head of a lamb and a body of a human. It's weird. Not weird as this, but still.
I'm Barbara. Nice to meet you.
At least this one talks. The sheep-headed Arcanist extends a hand and a gesture befitting an introduction, but she doesn't get the expected response.
You're in my way, ma'am.
I've tried waving and shouting at the drivers, but none of them stopped for me. Thankfully, pacing around the road seems to have done the trick.
What is she talking about?
Listen, if you need a ride, here's my answer.
She gets in, closes the door, and looks at the hitchhiker through the open window.
No.
My driver left me here, probably because of that scraping sound on the car roof. That scared him half to death. Everything happens for a reason. Destiny's brought me to the right place, I think. Could you give me a ride? I'm on a business trip, so money is no object.
It ain't about money.
Oh, a disappointing answer. But I understand. One must be vigilant. If you don't mind me asking, miss, what happened to your eyes? They're bloodshot. It's best not to drive with your eyes in such a state. You have a much higher chance of getting into an accident.
That ain't none of your concern, Miss Sheep. See ya.
The mercenary closes the window, finally blocking out the endless chatter. She turns the ignition key and the radio bursts to life, blaring disco music inside the vehicle. She shuts it off and stops on the gas. The engine roars as the speed speedometer climbs higher and higher. In the fields on either side of the road, shepherds are herding their sheep. Unwelcome memories begin to surface. The land at the foot of the hills is covered in Indian grass, now turning a sunset red as autumn approaches.
Argus, come over here. This little lamb almost didn't make it out of her mama's belly.
The girl cuts the lamb's umbilical cord with a pair of scissors, while the Iwi lies in a hay, baaing weakly.
That's life.
Don't say that. No living thing is born to suffer. Look, it's already standing.
The Iwi licks off the afterbirth as the lamb struggles to stand on its shaky legs.
What an adorable little thing.
She grins as she wipes the blood and fluid from her hands onto her apron.
It's getting dark. We should take them back. Ain't no way they'll make it through the night out here with their mama hurt. And you can't see a thing at night.
You're right. Let's go.
The wind sweeps through the grass and rustles into the distance.
Screw it.
Argus grits her teeth and yanks the steering wheel, screeching her car into a U-turn. She slams on the gas, rushing back to where the sheep-like Arcanist was. But when she arrives, there's nothing but a few cotton plants swaying in the breeze.
I should have minded my own damn business.
She turns the wheel again, harder this time. Tires screech as she makes another U-turn and drives off. In the distance, the sun dips behind the hills. Her vision is fading. She switches on the headlights. As expected, the light is too dim to make up for her night blindness. She can hardly see a thing. A hard brake. And crashes. Unfortunately, it is too late. It's too late to stop the crash. Alright. Alright. The fog descends. This is not an ideal day for a drive, regardless of the vehicle.
Before we left, TTT was telling me an urban myth about Texas.
Huh, sounds about right. What's the story about?
The story starts off in the typical way. A man was driving down a long Texas road when he saw a girl hitchhiking. He offered her a lift and a piece of chocolate.
That's not good.
The man dropped the girl off at a cemetery and drove on. It was late at night, so he was hoping to reach his destination quickly. Soon after, he saw a funeral procession going down the road. The photo of the dead seemed familiar. Curiosity came over him, and he followed them to the cemetery. Look, a piece of chocolate.
I'm trying to laugh, but I can't. A sudden beeping interrupts her story.
Give me a moment. I have to take this. It's from the Foundation.
The voice on the other side is as calm as ever.
Timekeeper, this is an emergency notice. The Zeno base in Texas, USA has conducted a large-scale evacuation. Zeno has not yet responded regarding their actions. Should you encounter any difficulties on your trip there, please contact headquarters immediately.
Understood.
Despite these developments, your mission remains the same. Contact U2 editor Barbara, who was last seen near Route 77 collecting information, and find Erd's current whereabouts through her.
And that's the sheep good woman, right?
Since U2 editors use a special communication channel, her current location is still unknown. We'll be in touch as soon as there's any new information. Any questions, Timekeeper?
No. Thank you.
All the best, then.
The communication ends. Lilia looks thoughtful.
What did they say?
There was a mass evacuation at the Zeno base in Texas.
What's that all about? They called me 2 days ago, saying that Red 38 was still under routine maintenance in their armament factory. But now, all of a sudden, they're gone? How am I going to get my Red 38 back now, huh? If they hadn't taken her away for inspection, we wouldn't be traveling in this little car, wasting all day on the road.
The operator only mentioned an evacuation. It's still possible that some of them have stayed behind to keep the factory running. If you're worried about Red 38, we can take a detour there. It's in Chisos. The town isn't far from here.
Lilia squirms in her seat.
Hey, mister, can you take us to the Chisos? It's just a little detour.
Girls, I don't know why y'all are here. But whether it's just for a bit of adventure or for business, I gotta tell you, something ain't right in that town. We've all heard the stories. Scratching sounds on car roofs, animal bits stuck to car grills, and those people in black robes running around. It's all too weird for me.
So you're gonna make us walk then?
Give the ghost stories a rest. Look, if you're trying to negotiate a higher price, at least be a little smart about it, instead of trying to spook us with a few tall tales.
You got me all wrong. Who in their right mind would throw away the cash in their hand unless they were forced to? Benjamins are good and all, but they ain't worth my life. Ain't no way I'm taking you there, no matter how much cash you throw at me.
Why? Were you the driver in that ghost story?
No.
Have you seen these things happen yourself? Come on! It's just a little detour. It won't even cost you much fuel.
He clenches his hands tightly around the steering wheel, his knuckles turning white from the pressure.
Sir?
You see that? It's fogging up.
Thick, milky fog envelops the car. The driver pulls over.
Ain't no way this fog is natural. We shouldn't go any further. I'm stopping right here.
Especially in Texas. Especially in a desert.
Ugh, fine. I'll drive. Swap seats with me.
No! Nobody get out of the car.
Why?
Are you kidding me? You haven't heard the stories, have you? Then what the hell are you even doing here? When the fog rolls in on Route 77, you should always stay in the car. All kinds of terrible things hide in the fog. Some folks say they saw giant white crocodiles. Others say they saw dead bodies hanging from trees. Ain't nobody leaving this car. Not until the fog's gone.
Chinga. Screech. He's interrupted by a drawn-out scraping sound on the roof of the car.
Is that?
Oh, come on! Don't tell me you're scared of this stuff.
No response.
He's fainted.
A strange atmosphere spreads inside the car as they sit and listen to the scraping on the roof. But this is nothing compared to what happened at Green Lake Campsite. Yeah. Finally, the scraping stops, and a few black and white figures dart past the windows.
I see. This looks like the work of a mumus. It's a critter commonly seen in the southern US. When they're frightened, they produce a fog-like gas from their respiratory trumpet.
So that sound is just some critter scratching along on the roof.
Lily opens the door.
At this rate, I won't get my Red 38 back for another month. Well, I always wanted to try this. Help me move this guy. And you'll have to give up your passenger seat, Capitan.
I know what you're thinking, but do you have a US driver's license? Or any driver's license at all, for that matter?
What do I need that for? I can fly a broom and even do all those maneuvers. That takes more skill than driving a car, don't you think? Ha! Compared to flying, driving a car is child's play. Just look at the number of drivers compared to pilots in the world.
I'm concerned. Following the pilot's plan, they adjust positions.
Now, where do we start?
She glances at the dashboard in front of her. This doesn't look like the interior of an SU-01BE. Minor issue. She thinks back to her training.
Start both engines. Keep the tachometer at 70%.
If she's treating this car like a plane, she's dead wrong.
Here's the nose wheel steering, the position indicator for the joystick, the throttle lever. Ah, and these are for the flaps. No, that's not right. We're in a car, not a flying machine.
Click. The rear seat passenger quietly fastens her seatbelt.
Let's just get out, Capitan. Can't wrap my head around this hunk of metal.
Good decision.
If these critters are responsible for this fog, our solution is simple. We drive them away. Let's go.
She opens the door, and the thick fog outside rushes in like a tide. I honestly can't see what these things look like. And what's this? The magazine column was always popular, but now the columnist trail has vanished near Route 77. Oh, it's a Utu thing, yeah. Rana's in the sewer story. Yeah. Y'all could pause and read if you want. And really. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. Alright. I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm going to be doing Baby Broadcaster. The good news is we found a radio station. The bad news? The host hasn't learned to speak yet. Baby Broadcaster. Alright. They get out of the car and step onto the asphalt road. A barely perceptible moisture fills the air. The mist is pervasive, even filling their ears and nostrils. A faint breeze runs along their faces, like a spider's web blowing in the wind. A flash of insight comes to her from some distant, unreachable place.
What is it, Capitan?
Someone's casting arcane skills nearby.
Don't do this. In any horror games, when there's a baby crying, my spine is raised to chill. It gives me chills. The crying of a baby throbs faintly in her ears, like an insect bite.
Do you hear that? Sounds like a crying baby.
Better go take a look.
About no. The grass is rustling, as if something is moving nearby.
You know, a Texan soldier once told me about a notorious bandit back in his hometown many years ago. He would record the sound of a crying baby and play it outside the homes of single mothers. Then he'd wait, ready to attack them if any of them opened their door to look for the baby.
Yes, but the actions of one man don't negate all other calls for help.
Of course not. It's just a reminder to be ready for anything. We're close now. Prepare yourself.
Got it.
The grass sways, and the faint crying stops. The fog grows thicker, and my eyes go blind.
Vertin, over here!
Bunch of critters. A broken flashlight lies on the ground. The damage looks recent. Not far away, they spot a foot in a black shoe, and a pale ankle disappearing under purple fabric.
Hello. Please help.
A frail woman tightly cradles a swaddled infant, her body curled up and trembling in
Are you
fear.
alright, miss?
The maid turns her head. Her face is pale, as if all the blood had been drained from it.
Finally. Someone. Please help me. These critters won't let me leave. Every time I try, they knock me back. My baby's starving and crying. If you hadn't come, I really don't know what I would have done.
So those are the mamusus, huh? The critter makes a wary sound.
You mean these Mumus? I've never read about them attacking anyone in any reports. In fact, they're known for being rather timid.
Reports don't necessarily capture the whole story, Capitan. Look at them. They don't seem very timid to me.
The mumus, before them opens its mouth wide, revealing its sharp white teeth.
Careful, it's going to attack.
Fighting again.
Is this a new route?
Alright, give me a moment. They look like seals. Let me see. Yeah, they look like seals to me. With octopus tentacles. Whatever that means.
I admire your courage.
Gather round.
Sharp things. Faraday's miracle. And now to return to my long-term mission. Rest.
The creatures scattered, the grass rustling as they flee.
They always run off so quickly.
The woman pulls herself up off the ground and brushes the dirt from her
Are
skirt.
you alright?
Did you get a good look at them? Those slippery little things look like seals, don't they?
That's what I just said.
They always jump on passing cars and rub their flat hind legs on the roof, making that coarse, scraping sound. Amazing creatures, aren't they? These little fearmongers.
Wind sweeps across the plains, dispersing the fog. The woman's face flushes red as she sways lightly in the
But
breeze.
they are, in fact, easily frightened. The slightest movement could startle them. That's why it's foggy all year around here. Many of my guests have trouble finding their way to the motel. Are you ladies looking to check in at the motel?
Motel?
Yes, Tuesday's Motel. If you're looking for a comfortable bed for the night, it's the place to go. Anyway, thank you so much for saving us. I owe you one.
She passed the swaddled baby.
Excuse me. Are you the maid at Tuesday's Motel?
Oh, I almost forgot to introduce myself. Folks around here call me Tuesday. Hey, Tuesday, over here. Hey, Tuesday, breakfast for one, please. Tuesday, Tuesday. Oh, ain't we all like horses? And our names like the reins pulling at us.
She looks the two of them over.
Do you need a place to stay, ladies?
Thank you for your kindness. But our driver's still in the car. We can't just leave him there.
And our luggage and travel documents are still in the trunk, along with our cash too. Let's head back now that the fog has cleared.
Shall I lead the way?
You?
She looks the maid up and down suspiciously.
What were you doing out here alone anyway?
I was waiting for a guest. It's been 2 hours and they still haven't shown up. I thought, rather than waiting here, I would pay you back for helping me. I assume you parked near Route 77? Let me take you there.
The setting sun scatters its light, illuminating the dogwood and cotton plants in the fields.
That coward.
The car is gone. Nothing remains but a few scattered pieces of luggage.
He just threw out our luggage and took off. How pathetic.
At least he didn't take the luggage with him.
Or the cash.
Are you going to thumb a ride with all these bags? I'd advise against that, especially here. You've seen those movies, right? Bad things can happen on the road out here. There are a lot of smugglers around these days.
There's a clear concern in her voice.
Did you say your motel wasn't far from here?
Yes. Come this way. There's an easy trail that won't dirty your shoes. Don't worry, it ain't far.
And there it is. Tuesday's Motel. The walk isn't far indeed. Before long, they're standing in front of the motel.
When night falls and the signs are lit, a weary traveler may find a comfortable place to rest here.
Under the shade of the neem trees, the wooden porch awaits its owner, darkening in the fading sunlight.
Welcome to Tuesday's Motel, ladies.
To be frank, I'm concerned. Okay, so apparently something went wrong with the recording and we kind of froze the game a bit from doing this, so I'm going to start this all over. Alright. Part 4, Medal of Honor. The maid stands behind the front desk in the motel lobby. She's checking in her new guests.
That'll be $25 altogether. Will that be on card or cash?
Cash, please.
The maid holds up the passport, comparing the information on it.
Hey, do you know if there's an armament factory in the town nearby?
An armament factory?
She studies Lilia's outfit and smiles as she responds.
Yes, there is one. Would you like a map?
She opens a drawer, pulls out a map, and hands it to her.
If you plan on visiting, make sure to return early. It can be a difficult walk in the dark.
Lilia quickly finds the town labeled Chisos on the map.
Doesn't seem far from here.
It's about an hour's walk. I'd recommend leaving tomorrow morning. It's getting late. It's best not to be outside at night.
Thanks, but I'm going right now.
She's in the rush to get her broom. She moves with a swift purpose to the front door.
Nothing can go wrong as long as I have Red 38 by my side.
Call me if anything happens.
Like what? I can handle myself.
A rush of wind enters as Lily opens the door and makes her way out of the motel.
Don't worry. She'll check in later.
Here's your passport.
Have you been working here since the opening of this place?
Yes.
How long is that exactly?
How's business?
The maid laughs softly.
Not too great. It's the off-season now. You don't seem too good at small talk. Is there anything you'd like to ask?
Plenty.
I do have one question. Have you seen a sheep-headed arcanist around?
She shows the information provided by the Foundation.
Oh, that's not a face you'd easily forget. And why are you looking for this arcanist?
So I got two choices for world peace or looking for an editor of U2.
U2. I think I've heard of that before. That's a magazine specially made for arcanists, right? Well, I'm sorry to say that I've never met an arcanist with the head of a sheep. I can help you ask around if you...
Suddenly, the ceiling starts to tremble. A surge of arcane energy comes from above. Now I'm concerned now.
What? Sounds like something's going wrong upstairs. Sorry about that.
This is usual.
Let's head up. Your room's on the second floor, too. Then we can take a look at what's happened.
Sounds good.
Just so you know, the guests upstairs are a little...
The maid hesitates.
Well, you can stay behind me if you like.
They're rowdy.
How about it?
There she is. A voice echoes from down the hall.
It's just a simple room swap. I'm sure it won't be no trouble at all for a generous lady such as yourself.
Why do you want to swap rooms?
That's the guest staying in room 210. She arrived here the night before yesterday. She was injured when she came in. Seems it didn't take her long to recover. But I don't quite understand why she insists on swapping rooms with the other guests. If she does the same to you, please call the front desk. I'll do my best to help.
Why didn't you offer her your help? She needs it more than I do.
Oh, things don't work like that here, miss. Everyone has their own secrets. With the variety of guests we get, it's best to keep your mouth shut. Or else somebody will shut it for you.
Why do I feel like I'm in a nostalgic scene where I am living in an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog? Something about the Cat's Motel? Yeah.
Although there are fewer bounty hunters around these days. My advice is to stay quiet if you don't want any trouble. Especially if you're dealing with an armed mercenary. You know how things like that play out down here in Texas, don't you?
Yeah, we all got some banditos and desperados in Texas. Just so you know, gunslingers is the common norm.
Understood.
Not really. The voice down the hall continues.
Or do you have something else in mind?
Is your room bigger and better than this one?
Ooh, it's her. It's the chick from the last event. The boss battle. Damn, I wanted to know her name. What is her name? A more lively voice chimes in.
That's the guest of room 218 speaking. She too is a young lady like you.
You remember all the guests? And their room numbers?
You'd remember her too if she'd been staying in your motel for a month. Miss Kimberly's been here for just over that.
Okay, so we got a name finally. Kimberly. I think that's her name is Kimberly. I'll remember that. Stephen? The maid quickly moves towards the source of the voice. The man before her looks haggard, his back slightly hunched and his eyes yellowed and cloudy.
Mirror. The mirror.
Mr. Stefan, are you coming out for some fresh air?
That's not what it looks like to me, but everyone in the hallway turns to look at the maid.
Maid, you're just in time. I'd like to swap rooms with this Kimberly lady.
If Miss Kimberly and yourself have come to an agreement, then I see no reason why you can't do so.
The man makes a dry, rasping sound, his vocal cords trembling unnaturally. It's like he's speaking for the first time in his life.
Timekeeper?
Wait, he knows us?
Have we met?
This response seems to trigger something. His expression twists.
Vertin.
That's me. Do I know you, sir?
I saw you. In the newspaper. The newspaper, that vacuum bomb. Did you see the explosion? You must have, because you made it happen. You dropped the bomb, you murderers.
What?
But have any of you been brought to justice? No, not a single one. Instead, you were congratulated and given medals. Revolting. Disgusting. Why were you rewarded for murder?
He blabbers on, working himself into a frenzy. This is crazy.
Meanwhile, I'm stuck in this hotel. Lord, is this what my life has come to?
But we've never met before. I don't even know your name, sir.
Of course you don't know me, but I'll get the truth out. I'll expose your crimes to the public.
Great, we got a loony. The man's deranged rant continues, his knuckles turning white as he clenches his fists.
That rotting woman in the tub, that sheep-headed monster, and that one inside the mirror.
Okay, is the sheep-headed monster that he's talking about Barbara, right? But who's the mirror?
Sheep-headed, you say? Wait, sir.
Shh, don't startle him. He's totally crazy.
Yeah.
I should have known it was all fake. If they're giving out medals for killing people, then I should have one too. That shiny medal. It should be mine!
He bites down hard on his lip, his cloudy eyes starting to staring straight ahead. As he steps forward,
Stay back!
pulls out the barrel. Get him. But the man has already lunged at him. Alright, we're gonna fight this fool.
Join with us, comrades.
Alright, look at this character right here. Look at that. Officer Stephen. Wow. Alright. And all he is just gonna shoot him here. Look at him. It's like he's turned into a Resident Evil zombie. Or something like that.
I will remember your sacrifice. Heart, stay.
Regaining control of our bodies.
Don't worry.
So you threw Molotov at me? Well, that quickly takes care of him.
Now, to preserve this memory.
A single blow from the butt of the mercenary's shotgun knocks the man out. My girl, why are you blushing like that? Do not tell me this gets you off. Don't tell me that. Okay. Moving on. The maid breathes heavily, her face slightly flushed.
I'm ever so sorry about all this, Miss Vertin. You've only just arrived, and you've had to deal with so much trouble already.
Oh, it's no trouble. In fact, I'm glad that we came here.
Can we fix her? Can we fix this crazy?
That man said he'd seen a sheep-headed monster.
Oh, that. He's quite delusional. Surely you won't take the ramblings of a madman for a fact, will you? He's been peculiar since the day he checked in. He spasms and twitches, and pays little attention to his surroundings. It's best not to have a face-to-face conversation with him. Who knows what he'll do next?
Hey, you, maid. Enough chatter. You have a job to do.
Oh, You are still looking gorgeous as the first time I saw you in the last event. When will you be playable? I want to pull for you. Sorry. It's the gotcha guy, gotcha gamer in me. I really want to get this character. The girl impatiently interrupts their conversation.
I've accepted the offer this, Miss Argus made. What's next? What should we do?
Apologies, Miss Kimberly. I'll be with you in a moment. Could the both of you wait for me at the front desk? The rooms need a tidy up before they can be occupied. You may take a rest on the couch in the lobby while you wait. Miss Vertin, I'm afraid I'll have to leave you here. Do you mind going to your room alone?
Not at all.
I am very scared because this kind of motel in a haunted highway theme. Yeah, I am very cautious now. The suitcase sways with her steps as she heads to her room. Once again, the air pulses with the flow of arcane energy, compelling her to look back. Don't look back.
Ma'am, you can just leave the room as it is. If you clean it, it'll interfere with my work.
Okay.
You might want to check on that Kimberly lady. She looks starved. She wouldn't stop shaking.
I'm pretty sure she is hungry. A cluster of emerald light sparks in the mercenary's left eye, scattering like a bird unfurling its brilliant tail feathers.
Oh, Miss Kimberly, would you like something to eat?
I'm fine.
The guest's face visibly sours.
I agreed to change rooms, didn't I? Why are you two still mocking me?
She turns her attention to the mercenary.
You're not exactly a pleasant person to do business with. You know that, right?
Well, darn. What got you so riled up? It's too late now. A deal's a deal. You can backpedal if you like, but it ain't wise to mess with the girl packing heat down here in Texas. Later, Miss Kimberly.
The mercenary's eye gleams as she turns the lock and enters her hard-won
Her
room.
arcane skill.
What's her arcane skill? Tell me, what's her arcane skill? We'll do one more, and I'm gonna end that there for suspense sake. Here's my room. The door creaks as she opens it, and her nostrils are hit with a distinct scent of floor wax. She flips the switch, and after a brief hum of electricity, the room lights up.
That man, Stefan, he clearly knows something. But he appears to be rather mentally unstable, and he's hostile towards me. Madam Z cautioned me on this. I must be extra careful when dealing with people like him. Should make sure I have a backup plan in place before proceeding. Still no sign of Lilia.
She tries contacting her on her communication device, but the line is busy. She tries again, but still no luck.
Did she get in trouble?
Suddenly, the phone on the nightstand rings. It vibrates violently.
Hello?
I hate these types of things. Pick up a phone, something else clocks in. It's either breathing, tapping the phone.
Hello?
Why am I zooming in? A series of strange tapping sounds comes from the other end of the line.
Is that Miss Tuesday?
Wait, is this Morse code? The short and long sounds are distinct. They form a certain rhythm.
Oh. I think
Good
I
for
know
you,
what
Vertin.
this is. That's an R. E. S. P. O.
The phone is abruptly hung up, but it doesn't matter. The thoughts are complete.
Respond.
Respond. How can you tell? A message conveyed through the Morse code. A means of communication that sacrifices efficiency for safety. It's commonly used in intelligence, but rarely for anything else. Why would there be such a message in a motel? The telephone rings again. She picks it up without hesitation.
Hello? Is this Miss Vertin?
Miss Tuesday?
Yes. I have an announcement for you. There's a service outage going on in the area. Some critters nibbled through the cables of a nearby signal tower. But all our internal phone lines are still running well.
I see.
It should be repaired soon since we share the signal tower with that armament factory. I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. I'll bring you dinner up later.
Free food, nice. Let's see. Should we ask about the strange phone call or ask about dinner? Now, in situations like these, it's always bad luck to ask about the strange phone call. And I'm trying to be smart about it. We could play ignorant and just say, let's just ask about dinner. Or do we be cautious and pick this one? For me, it's always going to be bad luck when you ask about the strange phone call. So let's just go with this for now.
May I ask what's on the menu?
We have one free meal a day. A ham sandwich and a glass of milk. If you'd like to have something else. We've also got roast chicken and hummus and a few simple Mexican dishes.
Thank you. I'll ask my friend what she thinks when she comes back.
Oh, and the kitchen closes at 9. Please take note of that. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'm good for now. Thank you.
As she hangs up, she feels a light touch on her neck, like a feather brushing against her skin. She reflexively touches her neck. It's a spider's web. She follows it up to the corner of the ceiling.
Spiders?
The spider falls onto the surface of the wooden cabinet. It moves its slender legs, crawling from one shadowy spot to another. As it moves, sparks ignite in the air. Then, in a glow of an arcane skill, she can see everything clearly.
Is that an
Looks
arcane
like it.
array? The pattern's familiar. I've seen it somewhere before.
The surface of the bedside cabinet has a rough engraving on it. She traces the markings with her fingers, trying to discern their texture and direction. The array burns her fingertips, and in that momentary pain, memories are awakened.
Yes, I've definitely seen this before. When I was in school.
Ooh. Ooh.
This is an extremely dangerous array, one that you are prohibited from using. It can go easily beyond the caster's control. We study Arcanum and tame it for our use, but once its power surpasses our limits, it is highly likely that it will lead to our own destruction. I need you all to remember that. It'll be in your next exam.
The students put their heads down, and the sound of scribbling fills the classroom.
Vertin,
Aww.
are you listening? The instructor just said it'd be in the next exam. If you like, you can check my notes.
Aw, don't be cute. The top student nervously clutches her notebook in her hands.
Oh, thank you. My mind was somewhere else. Why have they made it a key point of the exam if we can't even use it?
Odd.
I see. They didn't teach us about arrays so that we could use them. They wanted us to be able to identify them so that we could avoid danger.
And now that danger is in the hotel. She looks out the window. It's getting dark.
It's highly likely to cause an explosion or other severe consequences if I act too hastily.
The array glows faintly.
Lilia still hasn't come back. I must find someone else to
What
help.
qualities should an ally have? Decisiveness? Efficiency? Some means of offense or self-defense? A sudden knock on the door interrupts her thoughts. She opens it to see a familiar face.
Hey, we met back in the
Hello
hallway,
there.
remember?
Sorry.
Now it's your turn.
What exactly do you want from me, miss?
The mercenary raises an eyebrow.
Well, it's simple. The person I'm looking for is right here in this motel, and I'm scouring every corner of it to find her. Look, Missy, I don't want to make things hard for you. Name your price, and we can talk.
If this person's gone to such great lengths to avoid you, perhaps she doesn't want to see you at all.
Well, that ain't my concern, is it? A job's a job. Whether it's catching a cheating spouse, tracking someone down, or delivering a letter, it don't make no difference to me.
Very well. But you'll have to look elsewhere, I'm afraid. There's no one but me in this room.
Look, I know what I'm doing. How about you turn around and take a good look around the room?
So you can knock me out as soon as I turn my back to you.
The mercenary gives a hearty laugh.
Missy, if that were my plan, I wouldn't have spent all this time talking to you. I much prefer to do my business pleasantly. I don't like to see things get too ugly.
I see.
Fine. If you don't want to turn around, I'll tell you what I see.
The mercenary squints. The same emerald light shimmering in her eye. So she got a magic eye or something?
You've burned your finger there. You should be more careful.
This is...
Don't look like a fire burn to me. What was it? Some arcane energy? Looks like this room has a couple secrets, too.
The mercenary shifts her gaze to the room further away.
So you touched an arcane array, and its power burned you. How's that for a guess? Pretty close, huh?
She examines the mercenary's burning emerald eye.
This is my arcane skill. It allows me to see the traces that people leave behind. That's how I get these jobs, you see. Ain't nothing happening that don't leave a trace. If there ain't no trace, then it never happened. I came to your room to look for evidence, not a person.
I see. You want to know whether the person you're tracking has been here, right?
Now we're talking.
Before I let you investigate the room, I have one more question. You take jobs from people nearby, don't you?
Of course. It's obvious, ain't it?
She doesn't get the response she wants. In this familiar silence, she experienced mercenary smells and imminent deal. It's a mixture of caution and trust, anticipation and doubt.
You seem more intrigued by my profession than my peculiar request. You're in trouble, ain't you? Then let me formally introduce myself. The name's Argus. I'm 26, and I have extensive experience as a mercenary.
Let's make a deal. You may search this room all you like, and I won't say a thing. But in return, I'd like your assistance in my own investigation.
How, exactly?
Can you tell when that array on the cupboard was drawn?
Argus slings her shotgun over her shoulder and crouches down beside the nightstand. After a brief examination, she gives her assessment.
Less than 24 hours ago.
In other words, this was left behind by the last guest who stayed in this room.
Argus shakes her head.
Can't say for certain.
And the mystery continues on and on. Well, this was an interesting sort of thing here. And I really like the Haunted Highway type of thing here. So, in the next video, we're going to go over 6. And possibly over to 10. Maybe. Who knows, right? And, I'm liking this music right here and there. And it's pretty damn good. And I loved these 3 characters, in all honesty. My favorite being Argus right here. Now, I'm considering going to pull for Tuesday here. But I got 4 pulls. And I'm not sure if I want to or not. But still. It is really, really nice. Although my voice is slowly recovering, I still can't be as loud as I am now. Or anything really. So, I just want to say this here and now. Thank you all for watching this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please give this video a like or dislike. And if you want more of my lovely narration, just click the like button, and any comments would help. And if you're new to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated if you support my channel by clicking that subscribe button. I would appreciate you all for doing that. Love you all for doing it. It would really help me out here. So, as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all in a new video. So peace out, and have a Merry damn Christmas.